Yo, Elliott, I have a wife and an 8-month-old son. I'm also running a business and about to start an insurance sales position. I was curious if you had any advice on staying strong and stable with all the crazy ass emotional rides I'm going through as a 24-year-old man with a family while chasing financial success. I'm always caught up in my feelings about it and feel like a giant pussy. I want to smash through and put my head down and work. So I can't help but put myself in your shoes because I was about 24 when I was first married and I had an 8-year-old baby and I was wanting to start my business and I had just moved to Florida and I was, a personal trainer and I knew I needed to make money to be able to provide for my wife and my new daughter and that our commitment was that she was going to be at home. But I got to tell you this, man, the emotions subsided. At first I remember having an emotional purge and it was before I even moved to Florida. And it was this sense that I was a failure because I was still living in my father-in-law's basement, right? This was like my daughter was maybe just 3 months old, 3 months, right? And I was like, why? What's going on here? I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. How am I gonna make this work? And I was just concerned. I didn't know how my life was going to unfold. And at age 24, like I like to remind you guys, you're at the top of the cosmic clock, right? I can't help it. I got to bring pagan ideals into these works because they give you a map. So the cosmic clock is based on 12-year cycles that we go through. And just like from birth to age 12, you go through an entire evolution. You go from birth to age 12, you go from being a baby to being a child to being a big child to being a teenager, right? And then from age 12, you go from being a teenager to your mid 20s all the way up to age 36. From age 24 to 36, you're going through an entire life cycle. That means you're beginning a journey that you have absolutely no idea where it's going to go, and that can be daunting. I remember how daunting it was. If somebody told me at age 24, hey, E, you're just starting on one of the many 12-year cycles you experience in life, and this is going to carry you through to age 36, I would have been daunted. It was daunting to even consider it. And by age 36, I'm lucky that I found this idea because it gave me solace to carry with me now that I'm in another cycle around the clock. And I'm halfway through my third cycle, right? I'm 42. So I'm at 6 o'clock. I'm making my way back up to the top of the clock. And now because I have that perspective, I can navigate life that much better. And so I know that the first quarter of that clock from age 24 to age 27, I was lost. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. And so you say emotional ride. You don't have to be in an emotional ride unless you're, this is how you avoid having that emotional ride. Allow yourself not to know. Allow yourself not to know exactly how things are going to unfold because guess what? You cannot know. When you're in that first quarter, think about when you were a baby from age 0, right? When you come out the womb to age 3. By age 3, now you're starting to you walking, you talking, you could kind of you navigating yourself. I was having lunch with one of my friends who had a baby recently. I want to say the baby's almost about 3 years old. And now all of a sudden, they call it a terrible threes, right? Toddler, right? They call you a toddler when you're 3 because now you just finally got up on your feet and you got a little bit of power. And you're like, wow, I know how to say no. I know how to spit stuff out. I know how to get what I want, right? When you're age 3. But by age 0, 1, 2, the babies are almost retarded. You look in their eyes and they're all spaced out. They don't know what the hell's going on. There's a loud noise and the baby jumps and it's can't even look at where the sound is because you're dumb. You're retarded. You're lost. You're in the spirit quadrant, which basically means nothing has any substance to it. And so at age 24, from age 24 to 27, you're basically a baby again. Remember one of my most popular videos, I talk about I talk about becoming a lion, right? And I'm referring to Nietzsche's version of the cyclical nature of life. And he talks about, being a beast of burden, but then, facing the dragon, beating the dragon, becoming a lion. But then what happens when you beat the lion? You become a baby again. And this is what happens in life. You become a baby again, become a baby again, become a baby again. The thing is now you have a baby and you're a baby again. And I remember being there, bro. It's confusing. I want to give you a little bit of hope. I want to give you a little bit of hope that maybe will ease the emotional ride for you. Number one, okay, first, the hope. The hope is, and I'm not saying hopefully this will happen. This will happen, but I hope it gives you hope. It gives you solace. Between age 24 and 27, it's okay. Let yourself be lost. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to know where you're going. Don't try to pinpoint your path. Don't try to nail it down. Don't be addicted to feeling grounded. Remember, you're a baby again. You're just starting to barely even know how to see. You can't see. A baby comes out the womb and can't see. Its eyes are still like kind of blurry and shit. You can't see. You can't see anything right now. But by age 27, right, 4 years later, right, you're going to be blown away by what you can see all of a sudden, just like the baby at age 3. All of a sudden, if the baby at age 0 knew what it was going to experience at age 3, it would have been like, whoa, wow. It can taste all kinds of sensations or flavors. It has all kinds of sensations. It has all kinds of power. It can run. It can see. It can do stuff. That's going to be you at age 27. Know what happened to me at age 27? I kid you not, bro. I'm telling you these things because this is what my life has taken, these patterns, and I see these patterns in your life. I see these patterns in all of your lives. And unless somebody tells you that these patterns exist, you're going to be attached and you're going to think that you need to do something or know something or feel something when it's not the time for it. It's like trying to take the boat out when the tide is not in. The tide's not in for you right now. And I'll tell you how to navigate this quadrant in a moment, but I want to give you hope once again that when I turn 27, bro, when I turn 20, first of all, 24, 25, 26, again, I was doing the best that I can with what I had, and I was putting in a lot of effort. I was doing what was in front of me. That's really what you need to do. Do what's in front of you. Don't get too far ahead of yourself trying to see what the next 10 years are going to be like. That's the worst thing to do. Do what's in front of you right now and do the best that you can with it. That's what you got to do, right? This is all you can do. By age 27, that transpired into strongman. That's when I discovered strongman. And remember I was talking about strength earlier? Between age 27 and 32, 34, right? That's when you're your strongest. But anyway, I discovered strongman at age 27. I started strength camp at age 27. I made my first YouTube video at age 27. Age 27, I started to walk and run again, right? Age 24, I was a lost motherfucker. Age 27, it was like, okay, I got a little bit of traction here. I could maybe do something with this, right? By age 32, most of you knew me because I was Elliott on YouTube, right? It took 5 years. It took 5 years for all of a sudden, wow, I'm starting to get some momentum. By age 36, I had come full circle. And by then people were telling me I'm crazy, right? Meaning I am crazy, but y'all didn't figure that out. And I didn't know it until I was 36 because I had to come full circle and then start all over again. And the same thing is for you. So listen, the only reason you say, I was curious if you had any advice on staying strong and stable with all the crazy ass emotions. The only way you're going to have crazy ass emotions is if you have attachments. And if you have attachments, that's what's going to take you on the ride. Meaning I must have this happen or, bro, look at where I am right now in my life. And I'm not saying everybody's life is going to be like mine, but it's going to follow the natural patterns that I'm describing right now. At age 24, I remember walking through the suburbs of St. Petersburg, right? Downtown St. Pete. Then I would go to Old Northeast because that's where the suburbs were. And that's where the so-called nice houses were. And at that point, I had already decided that, well, I'm never going to live in the country like I thought I was. I'm a personal trainer. I need to be around clients. And so I need to stay close to the city. And so I would walk around that town and I would look at the houses and I would scratch my head. I remember scratching my head because I knew I was going to have a family. And I would scratch my head wondering, how do people afford these houses? Where do they get the money from to put a down payment? If I need $30,000, $50,000, $80,000 for just a down payment to get a mortgage on these houses, I'm going to be homeless forever. I really believe this. I really believe this. It was confusing. It was daunting is the word I keep using. I was befuddled. I was confused. I was disconcerted, disenchanted, right? How could this happen? How could I do this? Many years later, I'm on 42 acres of land, bro, living in a big old house in rural Florida. There are certain things that only happen because the season for it to happen is here. And right now, whatever dreams and goals you have for yourself, even if they seem daunting, if they seem crazy, if they seem like they're impossible, don't worry. All kinds of grace is coming your way over the course of the next 12 years, bro. I can't wait to hear what your life is like at 36. It's going to go quick. I know it sounds like a long time, but it's going to go quick, bro. You're gonna swipe your way around that clock, and you're gonna be looking back at where you are right now and wondering, how was it that I was so emotional? How was it that I was so confused? How was it that I was so lost? But it's the same thing like the baby. So don't have any hard hang-ups in your early 20s. Don't have any hard goals in your early 20s. I'm not saying don't have hopes, don't have dreams, but don't have too many attachments like this must happen, or I need to do this, otherwise I'm never gonna be happy in my life. A lot of the things that you want when you're in your early 20s, you're gonna come to realize you don't really want anyway. There are a lot of things I thought I wanted when I was younger, and then as life went on, I realized I'm like, whoo, good thing God didn't give me that. That would have been terrible, right? There are things that I wanted that I wasn't supposed to have, but when God didn't give it to me, I was upset. And then I look back and I'm like, good thing he didn't give that to me, because that would have been terrible. And so I want you to think that way also. So best thing for you, my man, is to try to, at the best you can, when you're in your early 20s, you got the responsibility of a wife and an 8-year-old or 8-month-old, man. God bless you. I think that's the best way to create momentum for your life as a man in his early 20s. That's my opinion. Of course, the world doesn't lend itself to that very easily, but nothing worth having is easy. But when a man in his early 20s has a wife and he has children, he has momentum. He has a fire under his ass. He has a reason to be the best self, right? They always talk about being the strongest version of yourself. There is no reason to be the strongest version of yourself. That's why a lot of men just can't be the strongest version. There's no motivation. Why? Because there's no responsibility. You can just be a slapdick for the rest of your life, right? But the minute you have a wife and then you have a baby, now you have something to live for, something to work for, something that's got you striving, bro. And so I think you're in the best driving seat right now. You're in the best place right now. Just don't beat yourself up and don't need to know what's going to happen. Do what's in front of you and take that helicopter view. Think about your life in terms of 12-year cycles and 4-year quadrants, right? 4, 8, 12. No, 3, 6, 9, 12. 3-year quadrants. Think 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, right? And then that's a whole picture for you between 24 and 36. So I hope that helps, dude. Done.
Yo, it's your bro, Elliott. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you ought to know that it was a clip from one of my most recent King Transformation classes with my students, where, among other things, we get together about 4 or 5 hours a week and we speak on things as it relates to becoming kings in our lives in fitness, business, and with women. If that sounds like you and you want to join a like-minded group of men who are growing stronger every day, in every way in this degenerate age, then it's real simple. Just follow me on Instagram and then DM me the word King, K-I-N-G, and then me and my team will get back to the details to see if you qualify. I really hope to see you at the next meeting. Done.